Hello everyone, welcome to the Sabre Holistics YouTube channel. I'm Hannah and I'm the founder of Sabre Holistics, and standing right beside me is Phoenix, and she's the reason why I actually started working with horses. She was born here at the retreat just in the field over there. And this is my healing bay where I work with retreat horses. So they'll come to me for a week of intensive treatment and then stay for livery for as long as they need. And I just tailor it to exactly what they need and what the owner would like to resolve. So today I want to talk about holistic care and what it actually means. So I wrote down the definition of what the word holistic means, and it's dealing with or treating with the whole of something or someone and not just a part. So basically you're working with every body system of the horse, every area of the horse. You're also looking at diet, their feet, what their training routine is, what their posture's like, what care they are receiving in terms of body work, healing, spiritual work, and anything else, every aspect of their life really. So that to me is how I term holistic care for your horse, and it's crucial that every single horse receives holistic care. And within this comes treating the mind, body and spirit. And I will go into this deeper in another video, but just to make you aware, that is very crucial for your horse's holistic care. So how do you know if your horse needs holistic care? Basically, if they haven't received it, they definitely need it. And it's really important for horses to be doing and having this level of work. So you may have heard Candy stretching in the background. So she's just next to me in another bay, just meditating, healing herself, and she's just done a really beautiful stretch. So by doing all of this work, your horse is able to relax and heal themselves. And one of the biggest problems is horses not being able to come down into their parasympathetic nervous system. Sadly, most are operating in their sympathetic nervous system, and obviously it's a balance of both because they are fight and flight animals. They are prey animals and that's their instinct, but it's really, really important that they get this level of relaxation. The most common reason that they don't is because their safety is compromised, and whether that's through an event that's happened to them, something a human has done to them somewhere along, in their lives before you had them, something will have been a trigger to their safety. And because they weren't helped in that moment in time, they then stayed within that system, and they basically weren't safe enough to let their guard down, let their relaxation down, and they basically get stuck. So the level that they are receiving the care is really important as well. So it's amazing if you have got your vet on board, chiropractor, physiotherapist, that's amazing, but you also need a body worker, a healer, a spiritual therapist to be part of your team. So you want to make sure that your horse's fascia system is being treated, and just to make sure every single body system is getting the care that they need, because for the horse to optimally function, they need to be healthy in their mind, body and spirit, and this is a way that you can do that. So having somebody working with your horse with all of these modalities is really important. And I know it's quite new. The horse world has traditionally been stuck in its ways. It's not been open to new methods or modalities, even though these methods and modalities to heal your horse in an emotional and spiritual way, they were actually the first points or levels of healing before other modalities were brought into place. And I think it's difficult when a system like what we've got in place now, where you can see things being done to the horse, what the more alternative and spiritual therapies do, they're really asking you to believe in what you can't see. And I think that's what the traditional horse world has problems with. And it's like seeing is believing with these modalities. Once a horse has received these modalities and you actually see the changes in your own horse, that's when your mind starts to change. And have you ever had that horse who has taken you down this journey, who has basically forced you to find other ways where more traditional methods have failed them? So that horse is teaching you new ways and actually helping you to open up, and also collectively helping the horse world to come to a place where it's everyday norm for every horse to receive holistic care, because every single horse deserves holistic care every single day. And that's what I really want to promote with the horse world, with everybody who owns horses, trains horses, rides horses. Everybody involved in horses just needs to become aware of these modalities, experience it with their own horses, and then they then become advocates for the work. And of course, then it's word of mouth, and holistic care will spread a lot faster. But at the moment, we're still at a point where it's not widely accepted and there's a lot of work to do. So talking a little bit about horses' emotions. Horses actually feel emotions more deeply than we do, and their comprehension of emotions is incredible. When I do spirit sessions with them, you just never know what's going to come up. And obviously every horse is different. They've been through different things. Lately, one horse, I treated him in America. He was cribbing. And after doing one session with him, it's dramatically reduced. And he actually, so for me, I do a lot of trauma release. So for me to release a trauma, I have to revisit the memory with the horse, and it can be really difficult for them to do. So he was so brave to take me there and tell me what happened. And it was amazing because he talked me through the emotions he was feeling before the cribbing even started, what he was feeling as it got worse, and then what he was feeling when it just became everyday, habitual. That's what he did. I will post that and share that, whether it's on Facebook or a blog, but I will do that just to help people understand what horses feel and go through, because it will honestly blow your mind. It's amazing. So awareness about their emotions needs to seriously increase as well, because of course everyone says this, a horse can feel a fly touching their skin, and they are incredibly sensitive. They're sensitive in mind, body and spirit, which is why this work is very important to them. There's also something else that people say: if horses have got friends, freedom and forage, they are absolutely fine and they don't need anything else. But that's not actually true. It's true for the wild horses who haven't come into human contact yet, because their spirituality will be very strong, their spiritual health will be brilliant, they'll be able to heal themselves, they will be able to drop into their parasympathetic nervous systems themselves to relax, and obviously that's the state they need to be in to self-heal. And of course the self-meditation comes into that as well. So that's true for the wild horses, but for the horses who have been in contact with people, a lot of the time they need energy clearing, they need trauma clearing, they need emotions releasing, because along the way people lost their communication with horses, and even really subtle signs are being missed. And horrifyingly, I have watched other practitioners basically fitting saddles. She actually couldn't tell the horse wasn't happy when the horse had his ears flat back. His energy did not want the saddle anywhere near him, and he physically moved away from the saddle. And I asked her, so how's he feeling while you're fitting that saddle? She said, oh, he's completely fine with it. He's really happy. Those were her words. And I just struggle to get my head around it. Why are you working with horses when you don't understand them? And more worryingly, when you are fitting saddles to them, the number one cause of pain, restriction, kissing spines, I know there's a lot of other reasons for kissing spines. I actually became a saddle fitter because I was seeing so many problems in horses' backs. I felt like that was a service I really needed to offer and a skill I needed to have. And I just don't think these industries or modalities are teaching people how to read horses' emotions. How is the horse really feeling? Are they in pain? Do they have past trauma? None of this is taught. And I'm not saying it's necessarily the people who are doing it, but then in the scenario I've just talked about, it was really bad because she had someone there showing her and telling her the signals that the horse was giving her and that he really wasn't happy. And I talked through it, and she would not accept it. She didn't understand, and she thought we were crackers, honestly. So it's frightening. So there definitely needs to be more tuition in every single skill, method, job, modality that horses do when they work with horses. I think that's where some of the change needs to happen. And I think the other change that seriously needs to happen is our peers, actually, and not being ridiculed for finding something new and different that will help your horse. Because if you're out there searching for a solution for your horse, you care for your horse, you love your horse, and you want them to be okay. So you should not be ostracized for trying something different that will actually help your horse, and good for you if you're doing that. And I encourage you to do it because you are part of this change for our horses. So please don't be afraid to try holistic care for your horses, and do not worry about what other people think or say. It really doesn't matter. And whatever they've got to say is more of a reflection of what's going on inside of themselves and less to do with you and your horse. Just remember that. Also, don't be afraid to go against what someone else is telling you. If you have got an instructor that is pushing your horse through pain, firstly, you need a new instructor. And secondly, you are right to go and get that additional care for your horse if you know something's not quite right, even if your vet has said your horse is okay to carry on, but actually a body worker might tell you different. I think vets are phenomenal in what they do. I really do. But again, I think it would really help if they worked with practitioners who give holistic care, because what an amazing combination. And it's about giving the horse the best care possible and working together. I was thinking about how many riders actually go down to the stable, spend time with their horses, whatever they're doing with them, and come back feeling calm and peaceful. That's where I would love every single owner and rider to get to. I would love you all to experience this holistic care. So getting your horse into a good place with a practitioner, or also doing it yourself. So I have got an online course which is for horse owners or riders wanting to learn techniques to help their own horse. And wouldn't it be incredible to know exactly what your horse needs every single day? And by doing this, you will become aware of when your horse is actually really okay and when they're really not. You can then step in to give them the care that they need before it becomes a bigger problem. And one of the hang-ups that people say about the course is that, oh, they don't have time to invest just yet. But it's crucial they do that, because in the long run, they're going to be saving themselves so much time, because the more inflammation your horse has, the more stressed they are, the more likely an illness and injury is going to occur. So if you spend the time really learning about your horse now, getting them the holistic care that they need, you are going to prevent that from happening in the future. And when you do this work with your horse, you are going to create a connection of a lifetime with them. And if you've never had that before, the feeling is incredible. Your horse being there with you, their mind, body, and soul being there with you, listening to you, learning with you, wanting the best for you, wanting to work with you. If you're having a difficult time where your horse doesn't want to work with you, you're getting undesired behaviors, your horse really needs help. And it's time they receive that, because they all deserve it. And again, Candy's just gone flopsy. They all deserve that. It's time you became confident about what you're thinking and feeling about your horse. You know your horse the best because you see them every single day and you know what they're going through. So wouldn't it be amazing to know what they need at that time, and to be their advocate no matter what anybody else is saying, and building your team around you who have got your very best interests at heart for both you and your horse. This is your life and this is your horse's life. What have you got to lose by giving holistic care a try? And you'll never know what happens as a result of it. So I can list all the things that it will benefit, but it's that feeling of peace inside of you and inside of your horse. That's something that has to be felt. And I want you to feel that with your horse. And I want you to achieve everything that you want to. So whether you compete, don't compete, it really doesn't matter. You want to experience this connection with your horse. It's everything. And to feel that joy when you're with them, when you're riding them, whatever it is that you do with them, and just that peace of mind to know that they are okay. I think that is what a lot of owners struggle with. They don't really fully trust their horse is okay, but they don't know who to turn to. Everyone else that they use who's an expert in their field, they have given the go-ahead, they've said yes, they're okay, but you know something isn't right. And that's because their emotions, their mind, and their spirituality are not being catered for. So that is the next step for you. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please let me know your comments below. Share any experiences you have of having holistic care for your horse, and I'll see you on the next one.